Hello my friends, I am Miranda and you are here with Midday Yoga. Today's practice is going to be a nice middle of the day session, a way to kind of reopen, re-energize your body and prepare you for the rest of your beautiful days. For props, we're really only going to need a pillow if you plan on staying with me for that brief meditation that I have at the end of this practice, and of course your water. If this is your first time practicing with me, please check the description below this video, find a link to a separate video called Tips for Safe Yoga Practice, and watch that first. Okay guys, so from standing we're going to come to the middle of the mat to a Tadasana, with our feet a little bit closer than hip width distance apart. Shoulders open, pelvis tucked. Hold this for a moment. Our first movement we're going to make is Tadasana, which is palm tree. So to do this, you're going to have those feet parallel. You're going to bring the hands in front, interlace the fingers, and then turn your palms so they face out. Keeping this formation here. Inhale, raise the arms up. And I want you to challenge those ankles and calves, doing a heel raise, coming up on the ball of the foot, looking up, squeezing here. It's okay if you lose your balance, if you have to come back down, just come up when you can. Inhale and exhale, release the hands down, shake out the wrists for a moment. And we're going to return to Tadasana, this time doing a swaying lateral bend side to side movement. So drawing the hands in front again, interlace the fingers, palms go out. Inhale, bring them up. Make sure you leave some space around your ears, drop those shoulders down. Hold this formation, inhale. And then exhale over to the right side, would be your mirror right now. So exhaling to the right, making sure that you're not collapsing forward or falling back. Just getting a lateral bend. And for this last breath, if you can, turn your head to look up at the sky. If this ever gets too much on your wrist, you need to release, you can do that and just have the palms down towards your body. If it's ever hurting your wrist, come out. Inhale, come back up, and exhale over to the left. Imagining that you're between those two panes of glass, one in front of the body, one behind, keeping you in this straight line. Just opening up the whole right side of the body. Breathing some space there between the ribs. Last breath. Nice. Inhale up. Bring the palms to touch overhead. Exhale. Draw them down the center line of the body. Bringing the hands to the hips now. We're going to move into hula hoop circles. And for anyone who's ever had a hula hoop in their life, you probably already know what we're about to do. But you're going to start to walk those feet out. You can make them really as wide as you're comfortable with, but I would recommend around a 3 feet distance between the feet. Having the feet parallel to each other, pointed to that side of the mat. Okay? Hands are at the hips. And we're going to start to make circles with the upper body going in one direction and the lower body moving in the opposite direction. Okay? We're going to go clockwise first. So inhale here. Exhale to fold forward and start to make your circles. Inhale in a clockwise direction when you rise up. And then exhale when you move forward. So basically your booty is going to be sticking out when you're going in that forward fold, of course. And then when you go into that mild back bend, don't overdo it here. Not hurting our lower backs. But when you do go into that mild back bend, your hips are going to be moving to the front. It's kind of just bringing some movement all the way back into the joint. One more slow circle this way. And then again, meeting in the forward fold, Prasarita Padottanasana, wide-legged forward fold. And then you're going to rise up for a moment. We're going to do a few shoulder rolls. Keeping this distance though, this is a nice active leg kind of formation. So inhale, roll the shoulders up, and exhale, drop into the back. You release the arms here if you like. Inhale, forward and up. Exhale, squeeze the shoulder blades together. Inhale, roll up. And exhale. Nice. Hands returning to those hips, going back to the forward fold and then the counterclockwise. So inhale here, exhale, forward fold, keeping that core active here. And then moving in that counterclockwise direction. Inhale when you rise up, and then exhale when you come forward. Now, if this feels really great in one spot and you're like, oh yeah, that's where I want to be for a moment, obviously feel free to hold there, squeeze in that spot, and then return to the circle when you like. Everyone's bodies are different. That's what makes being a crazy human being in this world so unique. You know, some days you have tightness in one spot, and other days you're completely fine there. So you never know what to expect some days. So it makes life a little more interesting, perhaps. Going to that forward fold for this last moment. And then keeping the hands on the hips, engage the core. Pull yourself back up to standing. Just releasing the arms here, doing shoulder rolls in the opposite direction. So inhale, open the shoulders back. Exhale, curve them forward. Doing 3 of these. Inhale, open. Exhale, squeeze. Inhale. And exhale. Very nice. Next, we're going to be moving to Trikonasana, which is triangle pose. Great hip release and just a whole body stretch here. We're going to stay from here. We're going to turn into our Trikonasana. So perhaps you need to walk the feet a bit together. That's fine if you do. Just listen to your body. We're going to work on the left side first. So you're going to pivot that left foot so that the left heel is making a straight line with the arch of the right foot. So maybe you might have to adjust a little here. Take your time. Maybe walk that right foot forward a bit. So your feet are perpendicular to each other. All right? Left foot pointed out, right foot pointed forward. You want to try to keep those hips flush to the long side of your mat. And then inhale, draw the arms out. First with the palms facing up to help create that sense of openness and space in the shoulders, really pulling those fingers wide. And then keeping this openness in the chest, pivot the hands so the palms face down. Make sure you're not arching the back though. Keep that pelvis tucked. Keep the core engaged. Inhale here. And then feel like I've come around to kind of push into the psoas muscle onto the side here. Feel like I'm pushing into this hip to send your hips back towards that right leg. All right, your arms are very stretched open wide, pushing those hips back. When you've reached your maximum movement in the hips, keep that openness. You're going to drop down the left hand. Now it can come to the top of that left leg or maybe to the mat, okay? But always make sure that you're not crunching in here. And then the right arm swoops down and all the way up to the sky. Holding here, again, grabbing the front of that left leg, the shin, but never pushing on that knee, right? And then turning your head to look up at the sky for a little bit of balance work. Squeezing in here. Really feel like you're pulling that right shoulder open. Staying here or going into that bind in the right arm, bending the right elbow, bringing that right hand to the top of the left leg and open. Nice, guys. Inhale that arm back up to the sky. And now really using your core muscles here. Pull in that belly, pull yourself up, nice and controlled. Good. Release the arms down. Turn that left foot to the front. Feet are parallel again. Taking a moment to go back into that Prasarita Padottanasana. Inhale, exhale. A little bit of forward fold helps bring some fresh oxygen to our beautiful brains, especially if you're in the middle of your day, of your work day. You want to re-energize that brain of yours. So holding here for a moment. And then again, engaging the core to help draw you up to standing. Working the Trikonasana on the other side. So turn that right foot now so that it is 90 degrees out. Right heel in one line to the middle of that left foot. Okay. Hips stay flush to that long edge of the mat. And then inhale, raise up those arms so that they are straight line out, palms open, up to the sky. And then pivot the hands down to the earth. Again, you're imagining that I'm coming around and I'm going to push into that psoas on that right hip. So start to send that hip back. Fingertips stretch forward. And then keeping this openness here in the hip area especially. Inhale. And then exhale. Release that right hand down. Again, maybe just to the top of that leg, the quadricep or the shin. Or maybe fingertips come down. And then you're going to swing that left arm, following the shoulder joint motion, not hurting your shoulders as we're doing this. Then that left hand is stretched up to the sky, turning the head to look up, getting a beautiful release in the right leg, in the groin area, bit into the hamstrings. You're also stretching in the intercostal muscles in between the ribs a bit here. It's kind of hard to get to those sometimes, so this is a nice way to do it. Inhale, or if you can stay there, or if you want to, go into that last few moments of the arm bind behind the back, coming to the right hip. Peel that left shoulder open. Beautiful, people. All right, we're going to release that left arm back up. Very nice. And then totally engage those core muscles, right? Gently draw yourself up. Okay, turn the feet so that they are both pointed to the front, hands to the hips. Finishing this little part with the final forward fold, wide-legged fold. So exhale, go into Prasarita Padtanasana. And you can stay here, just your hands on the hips or fingertips down the ground. Or if you like, you can do a hand clasp behind you to kind of work in those shoulders if you're feeling tightness in those shoulders. So releasing the head down, and then you can release the arms behind the body, interlace the fingers, squeeze up to the sky. Trying to bring the palms as together as you can and hold here. Last breath, inhale. And exhale, softly release the arms back. Next, we're going to be moving into a Parivruta Anjaneyasana, which means twisted lunge. Okay, so to come and do this from this moment, we're going to turn back. I'm still being your mirror, so you're going to turn that left foot out again. And then you're going to pick up that right heel, doing like a brief pyramid pose almost, and then bend that left knee. Now from here, make sure your feet are hip-width distance apart. And if you think you need that extra bit for balance, go ahead and turn that right foot to 45 degrees. If you want the challenge, if you're feeling like, yeah, I got this, that's cool too. Stay up on the ball of that back foot, okay? When you have that 90-degree bend in that left knee, and you feel really nice here, you're gonna inhale, swing those arms up to Warrior One. Now from Warrior One, what we're going to do is we're going to do into a twist. So you're going to bring your hands together and you're going to twist over that bent leg, okay? So bringing hands to heart, and I wanted to show it to you from the front because I'm going to be twisting towards the back. Inhale here, and then you're going to be bringing the right upper arm, the outside the right upper arm, to the outside of that left quadricep. So draw it to the outside of that leg, and now push into the hands to open you up, looking over that left shoulder. Squeezing your core. Think about your core as a big sponge or a towel, and you're trying to wring that water out. Cleansing your core, getting those toxins out of there. Inhale. And exhale, slowly start to release. Bring the hands back down. Go back to that pyramid pose for a moment. And now just walking yourself over to the opposite side. Left foot points forward, right foot pivots out. Walking your hands all the way back. Picking up the heel on that left foot. Getting the feet hip-width distance apart. Nice. And then bending into that right knee. Coming into that high lunge. 90-degree bend on that right knee. And you're nice and steady, dropping that back foot if you need to. You're going to inhale. Swoop the arms up. Coming into that warrior one. And now going into the Parivrutta Anjaneyasana. Hands come down to the heart, like a prayer position, Anjali Mudra. Exhale, draw the outside of that left arm to the top outside of that right quad. Pushing your hands together. Drawing yourself back. Looking up at the sky. Squeezing the core again. 90-degree bend in that right leg. Straight on that left. One last deep breath here, guys. We're almost done. Squeeze a little more. And then softly exhale, release your hands back. Extend that right leg back to pyramid. And then walk yourself back. First to the middle. And then keeping your fingertips down, start to heel toe your feet together. Using your fingertips for balance. My little mat's a little crooked. And then you're going to slowly roll up. So bend your knees to take the pressure out of your lower back. Start to draw the hands up the front of the legs. And at the top, squeeze the shoulders up. Exhale, release. 2 more of those. Inhale up. Exhale, release. Last one. Inhale up. Exhale, release. Shake it all out. Shake it all out. All right. Our very last thing of the physical part of this practice is going to be malasana, which is also known as a yogic squat. So to do this, you want your feet to be about hip-width distance apart. This depends on how tight your hips are, so it's kind of hard to have one rule. But it's going to be about hip-width distance apart, maybe a little wider. Okay, you can always adjust a little bit once you get down into the squat. So hip-width distance apart or a little wider. You're going to have the feet parallel at first. And now turn them so the toes come out slightly. Hands come together, Anjali Mudra. And you're going to start to sit down. Think about drawing your elbows into the inside of those knees. Okay? Try not to let your toes go too far past the, your knees go too far past the toes. You really want to stick your booty out. All right? Inhale. Exhale. Stick that booty on out of there. Strengthening our glutes. Bringing the elbows to the inside of the knees, right above those knees. And then drop the hips down. Now the knees can go past the toes. From here, this is where you kind of have to play with how tight your hips are today. So adjust yourself as you need, using your fingertips down to the mat if you need for balance. But you want to push into those hands to open yourself up. Now this is very difficult especially for a lot of Westerners. It's not really something that we have in Western culture. So it can be very, very hard for a lot of people. If you need support, you can always put a rolled up towel behind your heels, okay? Or you can bring the fingertips down if you need. Really work on this. What's amazing about the yogic squat, about malasana, is it actually is a very engaging and grounding pose. So in Indian beliefs, this actually brings in like that downward moving energy through our channels. And so it's very grounding, and it's a lovely pose. It strengthens your pelvic wall, it helps in digestion, it helps in elimination of waste materials. So it's just a great thing to be able to practice. And obviously you're also releasing your hips, so if you've been sitting a lot, doing a lot of work, seated, this is going to be great for you. Okay, so feel free to stay in this as long as you want. You can play with it. You can bring one hand out. The other arm can stretch up. It's a lovely little pose you can kind of work with. Maybe doing just small twists though, but you kind of want to keep this lower body pretty steady. Okay, inhale. And when you're ready to come out of it, you're going to bring the fingertips or the palms down to the earth, lean into the hands, and come to cross-legged. And that's it for our physical practice today, guys. A quick little midday stretch for you. If this is all the time you have right now for today, obviously I appreciate you joining this practice and sharing it with me. And if you did enjoy it, please feel free to give that like, that feedback, subscription to my channel, and it would be awesome. And I wish you a wonderful day. If you do want to stick around for the meditation, if you have some time here to kind of come inward, and we're going to be doing a lovely pranayama exercise called Nadi Shodhana. So if you have time, go ahead and grab a pillow or a blanket, something to help you sit on and relax in, okay? Finding a nice comfortable seat, bringing that underneath the hips. You can just do cross-legged here, but you do want your hips to be up slightly higher than the knees. This will help ground you. Give you a good little seat for this, okay? Once you find that comfortable seat, you're going to close the eyes, relax the arms, and just slow down the breath here after that physical work. Now opening the eyes, we're going to be moving to Nadi Shodhana pranayama exercise, which does kind of translate to alternate nostril breathing. It actually translates directly to energy purification, like energy channel purification. So what you're thinking about doing is you're going to be balancing out the left side and the right side of the body, the left hemisphere and the right hemisphere of the brain. This is an amazing breathing exercise that you can do when you feel very disorganized, frazzled, overwhelmed. A lot of this happens at work, right? You feel like there's so many tasks and you can't focus. This is a nice way to bring that focus back and to settle down the breath and taking these beautiful deep breaths. If you do have like a eucalyptus or menthol kind of inhaler or any oil that you really feel helps open up your sinuses, I encourage you to use that as well in this practice. So to do this, if you are right-handed, I am right-handed, so I'm going to show you with my right hand, but you can always change to your left-handed if you're more comfortable with that. Whichever hand you choose, the index finger and the middle finger are going to be resting on your face, kind of right between those eyebrows, like in that third eye area, beautiful area. And then your thumb is going to be closing one nostril, and your ring finger will be closing the other. Pinky finger's just kind of hanging out doing its own thing. All right, you can bring it down with the ring finger, obviously. Okay, and the object is to close off one nostril, inhale. At the top of your breath, close both nostrils, hold it for that in equal count, and then open up the opposite nostril, exhale through that, close both, and hold at the bottom. And then when you go to your next inhale, you're going to switch the directions. So you can kind of imagine it like a rainbow is how I always like to imagine. You're drawing that rainbow up into your mind, and then you're going the other direction. That's just the image that I love, that works for me. Okay. Finding a good comfortable seat. We're going to do 3 rounds of Nadi Shodhana, going each way a total of 3 times. And at the bottom, we're just going to release our arms and do our final bit, which is affirmation work today. Okay. So using whichever hand is your dominant hand that you feel comfortable with, bringing the index and the middle finger, closing the eyes. And you're going to start by inhaling on the left side. So closing the right nostril. Inhale and do all this on a 4 count. So inhale left nostril, 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold both nostrils closed. 1, 2, 3, 4. Open the right nostril, exhale. 1, 2, 3, 4. Close both nostrils. 1, 2, 3, 4. Open that right nostril. Inhale. 1, 2, 3, 4. Close and hold. 1, 2, 3, 4. Left nostril open. 1, 2, 3, 4. Close both and hold. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Starting with the left side, inhale. 1, 2, 3, 4. Close and hold. 1, 2, 3, 4. Right nostril exhale. 1, 2, 3, 4. And hold. 1, 2, 3, 4. Open the right nostril. Inhale. 1, 2, 3, 4. Close and hold. 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale through the left. 1, 2, 3, 4. And hold. Close. 1, 2, 3, 4. Last one, guys. Inhale left. And close. Exhale right side. And hold. Inhale right nostril. Close and hold. Exhale left. Close and hold. Releasing that hand down to the lap, keeping the eyes closed. Feeling perhaps at just a basic physical level, you can breathe more deeply, more clearly. And then also tapping into the mental aspect of this pranayama. Feeling that balance, creating through this pranayama. And then gently open the eyes. So our last part is going to be affirmation work. I encourage you to stay for this part just another minute or so, just to kind of really put out that beautiful positive energy, the power of your words and thoughts. I'm going to say each sentence 3 times, and you can either just listen to what I say, repeat them in your mind, or say them out loud to be extra powerful. Okay, we're going to do dhyana mudra for this, which means your hands are going to come together. The right palm is going to be on top of the left. Palms will be faced up and your thumbs are gently touching. You're making like a bowl here, kind of in your solar plexus area. And this is an invitation mudra. You're literally cupping, you're bringing energy into the body. Really great, especially in the middle of the day if you're feeling very tired. Okay, so we're going to again close the eyes. Affirmation work is really, really powerful stuff, and we want to keep that focus inward to make it stronger. Okay. Inhale. I give thanks for what today has brought me so far. I give thanks for what today has brought me so far. I give thanks for what today has brought me so far. Good. Inhale and exhale. Second affirmation. I give myself space to learn and grow. I give myself space to learn and grow. give myself space to learn and grow. Everyone, big breath all together. And exhale. Last sentence here. The world around me inspires and supports me. The world around me inspires and supports me. The world around me inspires and supports me. Inhale here. Exhale, release yourself. Release those hands, either palms up or down on the legs. Taking one last deep breath here. And exhale, open the eyes. That's it for today, guys. I thank you so much for joining me and sharing this practice. And feel free to, I'm going to write these affirmations in the description below this video. Feel free to write them down, have them at your desk. If it really helps you feel more focused, that's the purpose. And I hope that they serve you well. Thank you again. Have a wonderful day. Namaste.